assisted throughout, also talking about the issue of housing. Mbalenhle Mthethwa is there for us in Soweto. SABC News reporter is in the township where, in fact, residents have been preventing the president from campaigning there. You would have heard some of them there in the background complaining and saying they've got things to say, but the president saying he doesn't actually have the time at this point. You can imagine that the campaign trail is really kind of moving at a certain speed. So they're saying that they will not register to vote, as they have had no electricity for the past 3 years, that the ruling party only remembers them when it is time to vote. That's what many of the residents, in fact, are saying, not just in Soweto. Of course, a lot of the parties are today on the campaign trail. Let's hear from Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who is in Naledi, Soweto, for us, where the president was indeed speaking today. Naledi, Mbalenhle, can you hear us this afternoon? Of course, the president has been speaking and trying to get residents of Soweto to vote, to register to vote, and indeed, of course, vote for the ANC. Soweto being a stronghold of the ANC for a number of years, Mbalenhle. But it seems that Soweto residents aren't particularly happy with the ANC at this time, and in fact, earlier on, having had prevented the president from speaking. Talk to us about what's happening there, please, Mbalenhle.
Yes, indeed. You're absolutely right there. What's happening right now is that memorandum of demands that they were talking about earlier. I think you'll remember a little earlier we had a conversation with some community members who were really unhappy and who said they felt as though the ANC ward councillor had failed community members, bemoaning the fact that they had not had electricity for 3 months. We heard the president trying to speak about, address that issue of electricity, saying that they are aware of the challenges and that Eskom has made them aware of those challenges, and that they are in the process of trying to resolve those challenges as quickly as possible. We also see him really, there's a media scramble in front of him, but that is what he's been addressing so far. He has addressed the issue of electricity and the fact that there are some other communities within Soweto talking about that. Orlando has not had electricity for 2 months. Shawelo has not had electricity for 3 months, and that they have spoken to Eskom, and they've learned that there are 5 transformers that have been damaged or that are not fully operating in Soweto, and as a result there is an issue with electricity. However, they're working towards restoring electricity, and should they restore electricity, are the residents willing to pay for prepaid electricity, urging them that, you know, the best way to get electricity is to pay. But he did not address the issue of a flat rate. We know that the people here were actually calling for a flat rate. He did not address that issue.
I've seen some of the reporters being manhandled there. I don't know what's going on. What exactly is happening? There seems to be such a scuffle and a lot of chaos happening where you are now. Please talk to us.
Yes, we are being manhandled. We are being pushed away from the president. Obviously, this is in the interest of protecting the president. As you know, this was a hostile environment, and when the president came over, people were vowing not to allow him to speak, and people were being pushed away. Sir, please don't push me. Thank you. So people were actually vowing not to let the president speak at all today. And we saw people from the ANC being chased away a little earlier, with people saying, residents saying that they don't want to allow the ANC to campaign in this area. They would prefer that the president address their challenges and not campaign. But it seems as though the president has spoken to them and has seemingly answered some of the questions that they had. As you can see, the motorcade leaving Soweto right now. This is the president's car leaving Soweto and leaving Naledi to the next stage stop. He said that he will come back to speak to people here in Soweto, in Naledi, and address some of the challenges that he didn't get a chance to address because he has to rush to the next stop We know that he's been crisscrossing Soweto on a campaign to try and get people and urge people to register to vote and also to vote for the ANC. We all heard him also speaking and urging South Africa's people, Soweto residents, to come out in their numbers to vote. And this is so that, the ANC does not have to enter into a coalition, but the ANC wins the metros or the wards outright so that they can actually address all the challenges. And that's what they're saying. They're saying that, if they want their challenges to be addressed, they should be able to come out in their numbers and vote for the ANC so that if there is a coalition, there will be challenges with regards to addressing all of these challenges. It's back to you in the studio.
All right. Let's get you to a place of safety there, Mbalenhle. There's so much going on around you. We'll certainly come back to you at a later stage. There is a lot of chaos and mayhem there in Soweto. Of course, we did hear that President Cyril Ramaphosa was slightly stopped from speaking with the residents of Soweto, but eventually did. Is on the campaign trail in Soweto at the moment, leaving Naledi. As you saw, the motorcade is leaving at this point. We'll take a look as to where the president is headed next, and will certainly be there bringing you live coverage as we continue to do so as the political parties are on the campaign trail.